Okay, today we're going to look at, or in this video, today is still the same day as yesterday when I made the previous video, but anyway, in this video we're going to look at what happens when we have an indice or index of 0. So what happens in this case, 2 to the power of 0. So let's, I can tell you the answer, but let's just see how we get there. So let's say we had 2 to the power of 3. I would know that is 8 because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. What happens if I reduce this index? So I say 2 to the power of 2. What happens? 2 to the power of 2 is 4. So what happened here? I actually divided by 2. If I reduce this index by 1 again, so let's say -1, so 2 to the power of 1, I'm going to divide by 2 here again, because 2 to the power of 1 is just 2. And then on the next step, 2 to the power of 0, if I follow, I'm following like a pattern, and I divide by 2, I see 2 divided by 2 is 1. So what we see is this is going to happen all the time. If I do it with 3, then I'll get like 3 to the power of 3 is 9, and it's 27, and then 2, we're going to divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, and eventually 3 to the power of 1 would be 3, and then dividing that by 3, we'd see 3 to the power of 0 is 1. So any number to the power of 0 would always be 1. Okay, there's only one, let's say, exception, and that's with 0 to the power of 0, because it's kind of, we're confused, because usually if we look at, and this is not something you necessarily have to know, but I kind of like just want to tell you about it because, you know, I can. If I had 0 to the power of 4, that would be 0 times 0 times 0 times 0, and that would be 0. So if I do the same pattern, then I'd obviously come up with 0 to the power of 0 is 0. But we also have this rule that any number to the power of 0 is 1 because of the other pattern we followed. So it's kind of, we don't know which one it is. So usually we'll just say it's undefined. Undefined. No, it shouldn't be a D in there. Undefined. So 0 to the 0 would mostly be undefined, but it can also be 1. So it's one of those tricky things in math. Some people say it's always 1, some people say it's undefined. I personally like the undefined rule because I don't see how it can be a 0 and a 1. But I think in IGCSE, just go with any number is to the power of, well, any number to the power of 0 is 1. I haven't seen them ever put in 0 to the power of 0. Sure, I haven't seen all the exams out there, but usually you should just know, like, if I had this 4 to the power of 0, then that would be 1. Pretty simple.